I got to say, this makes me, and I hope it made you, a big Harland Willams fan. I want to say before we even show this, shout-outs to Harland Willams. It's nice to see someone doing real comedy. You know, this is what we're talking about. It's like, we want to see comedy, too. The reason why we're so mad and we cover you guys all the time is because you're shorting us. You know, like, the top comics in the world should be making me and my wife laugh all the time. Don't we deserve a laugh? Harland Willams made us laugh. So shout outs to Harland Willams for trying to do comedy on a comedy podcast. Watch this. Here we go. Train by day, guys.
Joe Rogan Podcast. Check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night. All day.
Wait till you see how similar we look, too.
Oh, boy. I think I've known you for 30 years. You know how crazy that is?
30. Wow, there he is. And again, this is another guy who's kind of grown into his look. You know, I think he used to look a lot geekier and wimpier. He's kind of widened. He looks pretty good. I could probably do a little Harland. I could have dressed up like him today had I put my hair up a little higher.
Try to spike it like him.
I can't do that now. I would never ruin my hair live on air. A lot of people tune in. They really, you know, and I'm really trying. I've started really babying my hair now. Like I said, it was dry as a bone. And I was using just acne toner in my hair instead of shampoo for a long time. I think was stripping the color as well as the strength there. I was destroying my hair. Brittle, it's breaking off. So I started really babying my hair. I really want my hair to be as nice and healthy as Jeff FM's hair. So I'm really going to do a lot because I owe it to you to always have a nice head of hair. A lot of people, they look like schmoes on these podcasts. I think you deserve better. We're always going to try to really look nice for you here. Okay, here's Harland Willams. I think it looks great, and I love this look in his eye. He's ready. He's ready to party, and he's going to use his opportunity on Rogan to do some comedy, show you what comedy is, which I commend.
Oh, boy.
Hit that bell.
I think I've known you for 30 years. You know how crazy that is?
31.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember the day we met.
Really?
At Baskin Robbins on Melrose.
Really?
Yeah.
Did we meet at Baskin Robbins?
Baskin Robbins.
Listen to
I
this.
got one of those memories like the girl from Taxi.
Oh, do you really?
You got a mint chocolate
Okay, this
chip.
is all a bit already. They didn't meet at Baskin Robbins. It hasn't been 31 years. Do you hear how genius this is already? Joe goes, listen to this. Joe goes, I think I've known you for 30 years. He goes, 31. Yeah, we met at a Baskin Robbins. 31 flavors. This just goes over Joe's head. It would probably go over my head, too. But as soon as I got the first one, I'd relax, and I'd be so happy that somebody is performing this level of comedy. So there it is. He starts the show, confusing Joe right off the bat. These are so good.
Oh, boy. I think I've known you for 30 years. You know how crazy that is?
31.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember the day we met.
Really?
At Baskin Robbins on Melrose.
Really?
Yeah.
Did we meet at Baskin Robbins?
Baskin Robbins. I got one of those memories like the girl from Taxi.
Oh, do you really?
You got a mint chocolate chip, double scoop, and I had peanut butter and chocolate.
I think you're making this up.
Well,
I think you're making this up. He's making this up.
I was like, let's see how this goes. I was like,
Yeah, as soon as he was saying he's got a memory like the lady from
Oh, it wasn't the Baskin Robbins part, the 31? Do you meet people at Baskin Robbins? Surely, I've been around for 41 years. I remember every Baskin Robbins experience I've ever had.
Same, for sure.
There's never a time where I'm like, oh man, yeah, maybe I did meet you at Baskin Robbins. I've never met anyone at a fucking Baskin Robbins. And I've only been to Baskin Robbins a handful of times. It's closed down. It was nice as a kid. You know what my grandma used to call it? Baskin Roberts. Every time. And they had a nice ice cream when I was a kid. It was chewy, gooey. Might even still be good at select locations if you get it fresh. I love this. I love he's here to play. And Joe don't know.
This
I
up.
was like, hold on, let's see how this goes. I was like,
Yeah, as soon as he was
that's-
saying he's got a memory like the lady from Taxi, I was like,
and I couldn't even remember her name.
Now that should be it. Now Joe should understand his playfulness now. And you've known him for 30 years. I've seen Harland Willams like 6 times over the course of 30 years, and I understand what he's doing. You've known him personally for 30 years. You're going to let him all fly over your head to the point where you're so aggravated, you want to kill your 30-year-old friend, Harland Willams. You're going to see he's going to want to murder him. He gets Joe so good.
That lady's got a crazy memory.
She does.
She can tell you like dates in 1972, what day it was.
Dude, I bumped into her at a sushi joint once,
Another
and
lie.
she reenacted the day I lost my virginity. It's unbelievable. Look, she remembered it.
How does she know?
Look at Joe's face.
Virginity. It's unbelievable.
Look at this. Yeah, I ran into her. She knew the day I lost my virginity. Another joke. Because she has a good memory. Right? That's what you guys were talking about. And you've already lost the thread. You're already, what? What? And then he gets defensive when he can't figure out what's a joke and what's not. He starts getting very aggravated because it's one thing that he can't body slam. You know, he can't plunge out of this one. By the way, your body, you got to stop wearing these tight tees. It's time for a fucking makeover, Rogan. If you saw him in public wearing this, it's like a skin tight size XST. It's ridiculous. You just can't think outside of the tight tee. Look at the sleeve height. It's like a miniature tee. If I was wearing that shirt, I'd feel naked on this show.
Him and Tom split a 2-pack.
Yeah, him and Tom Segura with their deep V's. There's something about that deep V. The deeper the V, the less going on upstairs.
Wow. She remembered it.
How does she know?
Because
You
it
think
was
she's
her.
an alien?
No, it was her.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She
hot.
popped my cherry.
She was hot back in the day.
She drove my taxi.
Ooh.
Yeah.
She acted as your depot.
Wait, what's her name? Mary Lou Retina?
No.
What is it?
It's close.
Mary Lou
Not-
Iris?
No. Cornea.
Cornea. Mary Lou Cornea.
What was her name? Retin?
No, that's the gymnast. She's the gymnast.
That's
Oh.
the gymnast. What was her name?
Is it Marley Matlin?
That's the
So
Go
they
to
do this-
5'10".
They do this kind of shit. And Rogan's kind of thinking, okay, I got this. 5'10"?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happens here. 5'10". Okay, here's a great one. I love this one.
High School Musical.
Speaking of human cookbooks, I have a buddy who just had a kid, and he told me him and his wife made placenta smoothies.
Heard about that.
And I'm sitting here.
Okay, so Joe's getting it politically charged by that sentence. Look at this. Harlan's setting up a Class A joke. You're about to hear it. But when he says he's got a friend who's eaten placenta smoothies after having a baby, look at Joe's little alt-right reaction. Look at this.
Just had a kid, and he told me him and his wife made placenta smoothies.
Oh, yeah, that's that shit. That's like the litter box story, right? Where the girl's using a litter box in school because all the schools are trans only now. You know, and why drag Harlan into
That's
this?
like vegan cat.
Yeah, it really is. So he's going to, and he thinks that maybe that's what they could bond over. Don't drag Harlan into your boomer ass shit. Okay, just let him be a funny man. Okay, this ain't about your little war here with Dave Chappelle.
He told me him and his wife made placenta
Bless us.
smoothies. And I'm sitting here going, what if you love them? What if you love the taste of your own kid? And one day you're with Billy at the park, and you're just looking at him, and you're like, you know, you start licking your lips like, he sure did taste good. And then cannibalism, and you eat your own kid. I
I
don't
don't
know.
think it's actually eating your own kid.
Look at his face. I don't think it's actually eating your own kid. No fucking duh. Poor Harlan. Free Harlan. So imagine what Harlan's thinking in his mind. He's going, ooh, I gotta get this guy, this idiot. Now, you remember how Tim Heidecker talked about Kill Tony and all that? I think he's like that too. I think he's been on Kill Tony. He went to the mothership. He saw what they're doing in Austin. He hears everybody kind of, probably all the other professional comics in the world, I think, are ragging on Joe and his crew. I'm pretty sure they are. Because there is a difference. You know, these are professional comedians. They take it seriously. Joe really, and his crew, it's not professional comedy that's being done. It's popular, but it's not professional. It's not the craft. It's not an art, what they're doing. I think Harland knows this. And I think he's here to piss Joe off. I think he doesn't like these guys. I think he thinks that they're not comedy. That's what I think. Watch this.
You know, you start licking your lips like, he sure did taste good. And then cannibalism, and you eat your own kid. I don't know.
think it's actually eating your own kid. I think it's eating the nutrients that provide nourishment to the kid while it's in the womb. It's not. You're not eating the kid. The kid is separate from the placenta.
It is?
Yeah, the kid is an actual.
I thought it was
fetus.
covered, like, you know, when a gazelle drops its baby on the Kalahari and it like licks all that film off it. Isn't that placenta, or is that just like a pasta sauce? It's like carbonara.
Oh, look at that. Okay. He gets pasta sauce. He gets that. He could understand that one. So, okay, he's giving a little smile. Do we continue here or do we play something else?
I know. Should I go to the? Do you want like all the little? I'm trying to decide how
Give
many little ones
me
you
two
want.
more of these big misses.
Okay,
and
go
then
to
we'll show you.
1631.
And then wait till you see what Harland finally does. You're not going to believe it.
In this park, I get right in the middle of the lion thing. There's like 60 lions. The car conks out. 300 degrees, no AC because it's an old junker. And I just got 60 lions just going, zebra? And I'm just sitting there. No one's coming.
God.
Daddy's sitting there in the
How long did you
pride.
have to sit there for?
I sat there for about 15, 20 minutes till they came, and I got to crack the window because it's like a dog in a Walmart parking lot. And it was, and I'm sitting there going, I'm a zebra. I'm sitting there, I'm a zebra.
You could die of heat exposure in there.
Or by getting mauled by a pride of lions.
Well,
Does that mean they're gay if it's a pride of lions, by the way?
No, pride isn't always gay.
Wait till you hear his definition of pride and what he thinks pride is. It is Pride Month, by the way, and all of our new merch is pride themed and has pride branding, gay pride, all over it. So if you want Redbar shirts, it's all a rainbow disaster. And it's got all these pictures of trans people on it that says, I do these things to my kids, all this crap. You're never going to be able to wear the hats, everything. It's all just pictures of Robin Tran laying on her stomach, smiling with a bow in her hair, which we have drawn, hand-drawn, though. So hopefully you like that. It's Pride Month. The merch happened to release on Pride Month. Let's hear Joe's definition of pride.
Lions.
Well,
Does that mean they're gay if it's a pride of lions, by the way?
No, pride isn't always gay.
Okay, they look gay to me.
Pride didn't used to be gay. It used to be like you were proud of something.
One of them had their hair
Culture.
fluffed out. He
It's
looked
actually
pretty
in the-
gay.
It's actually in the Bible.
Lions, they're gay?
Pride.
Pride.
It's not good.
Wait,
Good.
what are
Is
we
it the same
talking?
thing? Is it the same thing?
I don't know.
It's
So
in the
he's
Bible.
saying pride, the sin, pride, the deadly sin. He's saying, you see what they're doing with
Pride
gay,
parades are
gay
pretty
pride.
sick.
What is it called? The Pride Parade? That's a sin parade. Get it?
Okay.
That's his message to the world.
Wait,
Jesus.
what are we
Is it the same
talking?
thing? Is it the same thing?
I don't know.
It's in the Bible. It's one of the sins.
What, pride?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's one of the,
Right.
yeah, there's 6, like,
So why would you make a thing?
Everyone knows the 6 deadly sins from the movie 6. I love Harland Willams.
Is
Yeah, there we
like
go.
I have American pride. I love
Yeah.
America. I
Yeah.
do have
That's the first thing you think of when American pride.
That's crazy, man.
When did he get obsessed with America? Like, really? I mean, at the very least, isn't America like
And he's been on one this week. Like we
not the real America?
Don't
I'm saying
have
to be
time.
into the flag and America. I have American pride. Imagine saying something like that out loud.
But
I
on
have
like,
American pride. It's pretty cool.
anyways, he's been being so extra crazy. The
Yeah.
Dave Smith episode and
Oh,
the
yeah.
Red Band episode, he was going on like long
Something is making him
rants.
so physically sick with these libs. But again, the stuff he talks about, it's like he's talking about all that stuff that happened in 2018 with like Kumail Nanjiani and all those.
He opened up the Dave Smith episode by going, you know what makes me sick? Weak men. Weak liberal men just disgust me.
I don't know where he's seeing that. Do they all live in your town? You live around? I've never seen. I live here in Tucson, Arizona. There's no. The weakest men here are just because they're Mexican. And they're weak because they don't have money. But I don't see, especially out here, I never see these libs. All you see is Jake Paul type guys and Mexicans and black rifle dads.
And hippies, but they look strong.
Yeah, I never see these infamous libs anymore. I like literally never see them. So I wonder, where is Joe, where he's constantly running into these guys?
I thought you lived in Austin. I thought you moved away from LA.
I know, that's what I don't get. But he's going on as if, there's this huge movement of the PC police. I just don't feel that
And he did this
anymore.
crazy speech where he was like, comedians need to learn that they can't just go up on stage and talk about vaccines all the time. Like, these people are going up there going, woo, vaccine, get the vaccine for clapter.
Yeah,
And it's like,
which
you're the only
comic that
person
does
who's done the
vaccine stuff, I think.
Like, find me one liberal.
Where is he seeing all
comedian
this
that's doing
comedy where they're doing
vaccine
pro-vaccine
Every
comedy?
conservative does vaccine comedy.
Yeah. And sub comedy. The sub. Listen to this.
Well, yeah, it's one of the.
Right.
Yeah, there's 6 like.
So why would you make a thing that is
Yeah, here we
like,
go.
I have American pride. I love
Yeah.
America. I
Yeah.
do have American pride. I'm a patriot. I think this is an amazing place.
Yeah.
The
So I have
Patriot
pride.
Act.
So does that mean I'm gay, or does it mean I'm sinning?
Well, if it's just the verb, you
You know what I'm saying? It's like, what a
Yeah.
flexible word. If
No.
you're trying to learn American,
Just
Engl-
means proud, prideful. It's called gay pride, not just pride, by the way. Which is wrong. I mean, I agree with him. It's 100% wrong. There's nothing to be proud about eating each other's buttholes and sucking each other's cum. There's nothing to be proud of that. That's actually disgusting. For the record, just so you know, I wish he could say something that brave.
you know what I'm saying? It's like, what a
Yeah.
flexible word. If you're
Yeah.
trying to learn American English, like how we use
Yeah.
things, like or just English, and you spoke another language that was more logical, you'd be like, what the fuck? Why don't you have different words?
Yeah.
Why do you have the same word that means such different things?
Like the word rose, isn't there? Like
We'll never know, will we, Joe? It's a complicated one. Okay, what's our next Joe got had?
1925.
Good time. Okay, let's see this. 1925. Okay, yeah.
like to learn Japanese. It's like speaking Japanese is hard, but now you
Yeah.
have to learn how to read it and write it. Like, that's extra hard.
I got a story for you about that a little later.
Did you learn Japanese?
I Vietnamese. I
Did
sort of had to.
Were you in Nam?
Possibly. I did 2 tours in Nam. And I got to say, Sunquest bus lines, they,
The best tourist.
oh, God, air-conditioned buses.
So he's
VHS.
laughing. Okay.
2 tours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Tours.
Yeah.
Very different meaning if you're talking about going
Yeah.
to Vietnam in 1967.
Huge
Thanks.
difference.
Big difference.
Yeah. And I found out. Do you mind if I just
Okay.
dip in?
This is the part. Everybody pay attention. This is the part. So we are 20 minutes in. He's been doing these jokes to Joe. Joe's kind of getting cranky. He's exhausted. He knows he's got at least 2 hours left. Can he handle this kind of nonsense? Joe kind of hates this crap. Joe hates comedy. He doesn't like when people do comedy on comedy podcasts. He wants you to talk about the culture war. That's what he likes talking about now, and nothing more. So watch what Harland does to an already aggravated Joe. He already knows Joe's not getting any of the bits. He already knows this is all bothering Joe. It's disturbing him. Watch what Harland does. This is where I need everyone's attention. I would like to do something to
Like give
reward
him-
Harland. Seriously, if there's any way, watch this.
I
Yeah.
found out. Do you mind if I just dip into? I brought a little something. I have to do it about every 20 minutes. I do apologize.
What is it?
I have to have an eating thing I have to do.
Really?
Well, if you don't mind.
No, not at all. No.
So Joe's believing this.
What is your eating thing?
Listen. Listen to all this. He's fiddling with something under the desk. Joe's worried.
I have a tapeworm.
For real?
Yeah. It's about almost 4 feet. Have you ever had one?
You really
Okay,
do?
So this is the thing. Remember I said the difference between a prank and a lie? You give somebody something so absurd, you give them an out. Oh, I've got a tapeworm. You do? Yeah. A 4-footer. Really? Okay, he gave you the opportunity to just laugh along with it. But you didn't take that opportunity. Watch this.
It's about almost 4 feet. Have you ever had one?
You really do?
Yeah.
I never know with you, you know? I don't know if I should feel bad or stop mocking you.
Well, you can do whatever. I didn't
don't
even
know,
want to
like,
bring
if
it
I
up.
feel
Watch
bad
this.
if it's true. You have a real tapeworm?
I do.
How'd you get it, you think?
I was in the Galapagos Islands recently, and
Okay, again, another absurd out. He's never been to the Galapagos Islands. Listen to the story he tells, though. This is where the magic comes from. Listen to the details he's got telling this completely made-up story about how he got his tapeworm.
I was in the Galapagos Islands recently, and they have a rodent over there called the Bermuda eel rat. And it's not a documented species.
No.
It's the
It's
local.
not a documented species. So, Jamie, don't type anything in because you won't find this particular rodent. It's not documented. Joe's still, oh my gosh, really? Listen to this.
rat, and it's not a documented species. It's the local jargon.
Mm-hmm.
Everything evolves as you know, through Darwin. Everything evolved over in the Galapagos.
Hell
The
yeah.
tortoises, everything. It's a unique place where evolution
setup.
took place. And I guess this rat became a bit elongated, its spine, and so they call it came originally off a Bermuda transport ship or something.
Right.
And so they eat it over there. And I ate the damn thing, and I got a parasite that led to a tapeworm. And she's about a 4-footer.
What do they do to get it out?
Well, they have pills. But
Look at Joe's face.
I don't even know if I should talk about this, but it was a little odd. I sort of got attached to the little fella.
Oh, you like having it now?
Well, you know, we hear all this talk about, you know, women and men can have babies. They're telling men they can have
Okay.
So you got a
children.
little baby tapeworm.
Well, let's just say I have something living inside me, and I sort of like it. I sort of like, sometimes
so
I
Joe
can feel it moving.
Can't determine if this is real or not. He's too afraid. He's getting really serious about this. His eyes are crusting over in this papa fashion, this angry papa. He's giving him so many outs. It's 4-footer. I've grown attached to the little fella. You have? You should get that removed. Watch, this gets crazy.
And I sort of like it. I sort of like, sometimes I can feel it moving around. Sometimes I'll put a piece of cheese in the bed at night and it'll come out and I feel like I have a tail. And so what I have to do is
Okay, wait, you got to see Joe's face there.
and so
Comes out, it has a tail, it eats the cheese. So he's like almost too exhausted to even argue with this, and he literally can't follow. Harland Willams just said, the tapeworm comes out of me at night and eats little pieces of cheese. And Joe is still like really frustrated trying to figure out if this is real or not. Okay, this gets 10 times worse.
night and it'll come out and I feel like I have a tail.
It has a tail.
And so what I have to do is I have to eat.
Celery.
Well, what it does, it reacts to the vibration.
Okay, he pulls out a whole bundle of celery. I don't know what you call it. I can't believe those pieces are connected. I buy my celery in singular sleeves, by the way, at a very high-end department store. But he takes out a whole thing of celery, and he rips it off, and he's about to tell Joe that, you know, and Joe bought this whole premise, hook, line, and sinker, about how he needs to eat. Okay, let's see what happens.
Celery.
Well, what it does, it reacts to the vibration of sound, and celery's kind of got the best kind of crunch, and it kind of settles the guy down.
Okay.
I just need to take a couple of bites.
Watch this.
Okay. Go ahead. Sure.
Look what he does to Rogan. Okay, now Rogan's... Hold on.
Oh, if you're going to laugh. You have to do this about every 20 minutes.
For the tapeworm.
Yeah. Settles him down.
I think you're going to a bad doctor. I think you're getting bad advice.
Okay, so he knows this is a bit now, but he's like sick to his stomach and he's starting to get paranoid. So he's starting to think, okay. So this guy told me this whole story about the tapeworm. I was listening to him. Turns out it's another one of these stupid fucking bits. Not only that, is he trying to like troll the show by eating the loudest, most noise-making vegetable on the planet? Celery? And is he really going to do this to me? He's going to just look me in the eye and crunch on celery? So Joe gives a little laugh. Ha ha. He ain't happy. Watch this.
I think you're going to a bad doctor. I think you're getting bad advice.
No, I just mean for me.
For you.
This is like a self-medicating.
Yeah, I think they can get rid of those things, man.
No, but what I'm saying, I've grown attached to
I
Dimitri.
understand.
I like little Dimitri.
He's probably like, have a forced labor.
But I like Dimitri.
Yeah, but you can't keep a baby inside you forever. The whole idea is the baby gets born and then it goes out.
Hold on, Dr. Spock.
Okay. So Joe's obviously physically annoyed. He hates this kind of crap. And then Harlan goes, hold on, Dr. Spock. Now look at Joe's face here. Joe hears, hold on, Dr. Spock, while he's already really aggravated and thinking that he's being trolled. He confuses Spock with Picard, who is bald, and almost, instead of like thinking it through, he thinks, oh, I'm getting now a bald joke you're throwing at me. And he makes this face. Look at this face. All right, settle down, Dr. Spock. Watch this. But he hears Star Trek. He's thinking Picard. I'm bald. I must be Dr. Clean, Mr. Clean, Dr. Picard, Spock.
Forever. The whole idea is the baby gets born and then it goes out.
Hold on, Dr. Spock.
Ooh, I haven't seen him like this since New Jersey or Boston or wherever this gross East Coast Italian guy is from. That's what we're seeing here. Joe is no different than just some Italian boomer idiot mafia guy. So look at that. That is him not too happy. This gets much worse.
So the whole idea is the baby gets born and then it goes out.
Hold on, Dr. Spock. These suckers can grow up to 30 feet long. Mine's a 4-footer.
Can they really get that big? How do they know how big yours is? Would they do an MRI or something?
He's going to keep crunching that celery.
Well, we did an ultrasound.
And they could see the tapeworm
You can
inside
see
of
it.
Do you got a picture of that?
I don't have a
It's
picture
a fake
handy.
fucking bit.
How do you not have a picture on your phone of that?
Of my kid, of little Dimitri.
Yeah. Seems like he'd be really sad if you didn't have a picture of him.
I got to bring one in. When I come back next week, I'll bring one in.
Tapeworms or...
Okay, so now Joe's reading about tapeworms. He doesn't have a tapeworm. He didn't have Galapagos seasoning on his rat. Okay. Yeah, they put this Galapagos seasoning on it that they use for everything. So Harlan
he
is
doesn't know
like,
what to do, so he just starts reading, even though he knows
so
it's not true.
Joe starts reading as if now they're discussing tapeworms, and Harlan's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Holy. Okay. Watch this, though. Watch what Harlan does to Joe as Joe madly reads the screen. Look at this.
When I come back next week, I'll bring one in.
Tapeworms or cestodes could range in length 1 meter up to 50 feet. 50 feet, dude. 15 meters. The length and width of the tapeworms can vary.
So he keeps crunching on that celery, and Joe is pretending to just read that text. He doesn't hear the loud annoying crunch in his ear that he can't believe a guest is doing. You know, Joe doesn't like when people eat on the show. Yeah, I get it. You know, chewing into the microphone, chomping it like he did on Kill Tony with his gum, that's fine. But at Joe Rogan's place, you do not eat food. Remember, I've seen him yell at one of the Warts brothers. What are they called? The Eisensteins. Who are those little creeps?
Weinstein.
Warts and Weinstein, yeah. Weinstein was like, my blood sugar is down. You mind if I have a bite of this candy bar? And Joe's like, you better take that bite fucking quick. Weak man. I'm so sick of the weakness. You get some vitamin D in your system. So Joe is sitting there pretending not to hear these loud crunchings, and Harlan is not going to stop.
50 feet, dude. 15 meters. The length and width of the tapeworms can vary depending upon the species. Wow. Pork, beef, fish tapeworms can grow to be 15 to 30 feet. Oh,
And
my God.
Bermuda eel rats.
Yeah.
Do they have that there?
How'd that rat taste?
You know, it's
didn't eat
kind
the
of
rat.
good. You
Really?
know, they season it up with the Galapagos seasoning, and it's kind of like blackened catfish, but it's like Galapagos seasoning.
So you think all those people that live there probably have tapeworms?
I don't know if
This
they
is
have
a
it, but I
made-up
sure
bit.
got it.
They have to have it. If you got it, that must mean everybody has it.
Unbelievable.
There's
We owe you money, bro. He's sitting there going, listen what he says.
if you got it, that must mean everybody has it.
Unbelievable.
There's places in the world that like, especially like tropical places,
Watch
where
this.
most people have some kind
And
of
look at
parasite.
how
Look
he's
at- look at- look
scrunched
at-
up. But look at
Look at Joe. Look at Joe's. First of all, look at Joe's face. He turned his mouth upside down. You see this? I could show you the curvature. This is some flat earth nonsense right here. Wait till you guys see this.
Jesus.
This is a line, and you draw it like this. Follow that line. You see that?
He looks
It's
like
just
that
a
moon
Sharpie
from
line.
the original movie where it gets hit in the eye.
Yes, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Look at his body language. He is curled up. He is physically uncomfortable. And look what Harlan's doing while Joe's staring Harlan right in the eye like this. I've had enough. You're ruining my play date. And look what Harlan's doing. Another giant bite of the celery. So watch this. Joe is so mad, and he's going to let it come out. We're going to see Joe kind of snap.
Places in the world that like, especially like tropical places, where most people have some kind of parasite.
Crunch.
It just becomes
Look
a
at Joe.
part of like your body.
Look at Joe sitting through this. No one's disrespected Joe like this ever on his show. Makes you think, out of all those thousands of guests, not one person ever, besides him, has attempted to do comedy on the Joe Rogan Experience comedy podcast. This is the first time. It's been 14
crazy.
years, 3,000 episodes. Ladies and gentlemen, the first time comedy has been attempted on Joe Rogan's show. And how does Joe feel about that? Well, he's as grumpy as a ghoulie. Even the ghoulies knew how to let loose. They understood pranks
Look
and
that
jokes.
ghoulie back there smiling his.
Really, the ghoulies, by the way, we should stop. You know, it's rude to the ghoulie to keep calling Joe a ghoulie because the ghoulies got bits. They were doing bits. They were doing penny raids constantly at the college. Real light stuff. And they killed people at the college as well. There's a lot of killing that the ghoulies did. So they killed a lot of people. And were the parents of those people ever informed that their kid was killed by the ghoulies in freshman year of college? They make it seem like that's just how it goes. So there's Joe. Let's see what happens here.
You now exist with that thing in you forever.
Oh.
You know?
Have you ever had a tapeworm?
No, I have not.
Do you want one?
No, thanks.
No, thank. I haven't heard. This is like immature. Listen to Joe's demeanor now. You ever had a tapeworm? No. You want one? No, thanks. But it's worse than that. Look. What?
You now exist with that
I
thing
love
in
this.
you forever. You know?
Have you ever had a tapeworm?
No, I have not.
Do you want one?
No, thanks.
What's the worst thing you've ever had? Like the worst?
Oh my God!
Do
Wait.
you want one?
No, thanks.
What's the worst thing you've ever had?
Oh my papa, my grandpa. My grandpa isn't ready to have grandkids yet. He's still mean. Grandpas are supposed to be nice as fuck.
His lines.
You're just a dad. You're as mean as a fucking dad. You ain't no grandpa. Everything I compare you to is, in fact, better than you, better behaved than you. Most grandpas, it's a shame on grandpas. Look at this guy. He's all twisted up. He's so miserably mad. And he knows he's going to be the laughingstock again, and he just can't figure it out. He just can't figure out how to let loose. What does this green room hang if you can't figure this one out? So you're not really having that much fun in this green room. The jokes can't be that good. It's just a bunch of Tom Segura, Tony Hinchcliffe, very basic. George Floyd, not even good George Floyd stuff. Probably you're laughing at the man. George Floyd. He hates George Floyd. I wish all black people really knew what he says about George Floyd behind closed doors. I bet you is some of the worst George Floyd stuff you ever heard. I'd like to tell the families of Floyd about that, about what I think he might do and say. Okay, so watch this. Harlan's not stopping anytime soon. It gets much worse.
Like the worst weird ailment.
Staph infection.
No way. How many people on your staff?
He's getting them again. They bring up staph infection. How many people on your staff?
Do you want one?
No, thanks.
What's the worst thing you've ever had? Like the worst weird ailment.
Staph infection.
No way. How many people on your staff?
It was a small business.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, just one employee.
What's a staph infection?
It's
He knows.
it's an infection that you get on your skin, and
It's like a bacterial infection?
Exactly. It's really common in jiu-jitsu, and a lot of
You
people
could
get
go
it and they
to,
don't recognize.
2752.
Look at him. He's talking about fucking jujitsu and what's common. If it's common to get these infections during jujitsu, maybe you don't need to do that. Is it worth it? Hey, dude, you want to come out and get some infections with me that are life-threatening? Well, what's in it for us? We get to grapple to the ground. I mean, really, we got to wake up from this MMA. This is weird. Okay, what's our next code?
2752.
2752. Here on this short Joe Rogan episode. What's going to happen here? Good God. Okay, yeah, okay. We're going to do another little pun that's going to make... And look at every time we pause on Joe now, look. 27 minutes into the show, he's got this face on. Uh-oh.
He goes, yeah, you should get it looked at. So immediately I went to the dermatologist, and he's like, yeah, it looks like staph. And he put me on antibiotics before they even got the results of the test back.
He put you on it, not your cow?
My cow.
I thought you said your calf.
Calf, like leg. Part of your leg.
See that again. Brutal.
Got the results of the test back. If I go, really? He goes, yeah, you should get it looked at. So immediately I went to the dermatologist, and he's like, yeah, it looks like staph. And he put me on antibiotics before they even got the results of the test back.
He put you on it, not your cow?
My cow.
I thought you said your calf.
Calf, like leg. Part of your leg.
Oh, Harlan! 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 The Harlan Globetrotters, everybody. Just dribbling in circles around Joe. Like those Globetrotters do. Look at Harlan. Don't you just want to give him a big hug for doing
I
this?
love him.
What a great man. Would he ever... I wonder who he confides in. Who does he talk serious with?
He's got a lot of women.
Yeah, he does get a lot of women, I think.
I can tell.
He's got a bunch of those flamingos all over the pool. He's sitting there drinking Mai Tais. He's probably lives the life similar to like a tiki fan. You know, like a guy who's really in... Doesn't he look like a guy who would really be into tiki?
Yes.
Tiki bar, tiki cups, pirate. He's probably got a whole nice tiki backyard.
Oh, I would die
with like
to
a
hang out
smoke
with
machine
him.
and sound effects of the ship. Okay, let's see.
I thought you said your calf.
Calf, like leg. Part of your leg.
Oh, he's furious.
That one, you really went out there with that one.
No, that was hilarious. Oh, and then he stuffs the celery.
That one, you really went out there with that one.
Watch this.
That's the worst thing.
Have you ever had...
Do you really have a tapeworm?
I do.
For real?
Yes. Please.
What do they have you on ivermectin? What do they have you on?
They don't have... They just... You can't get it. All they do is kill it. It
Right.
lives. It can live in your system.
Oh, wait a minute. Joe might think he's making fun of him for his horsey
And what if
worm.
he
or-
is?
What if he is? Wow. So Joe's might be sitting there going, wait a minute. Are you like mocking me for the whole ivermectin thing? Pretending you have a tapeworm, horsey wormer? Remember this whole crap? So in Joe's head, he's like, and it could be what Harland's doing. I don't know enough about the real Harland to know if he would do that. You know, because Joe likes, and Joe even brings up ivermectin to kind of address it head on. I think he's bringing it up here. Oh, like ivermectin? Mm-hmm. I'm aware of what you're doing. I think he's testing the waters. Let's
Just you can't get it. All they do is kill it. It
Right.
lives. It can live in your system. They told me for your whole life.
Right. Yeah, have you ever seen bears? They have them like sticking out of their ass.
Oh,
Like-
yeah.
like a fucking hose, like a garden hose, just dangling.
You ever seen the worms that come out of praying mantises?
Oh yeah, it's disgusting.
They're like
Yeah,
huge.
huge.
They put a praying mantis in water, and that bastard must not have been praying enough because it's got a tapeworm longer than Dolly Parton's ass hair.
Not only that, those worms, those aquatic worms,
Watch
trick
Watch his mouth.
grasshoppers into drowning.
Okay. Look what Harland's doing. So Harland's chewing on this rotten piece of celery, probably the heart. That's a celery term. So he's chewing on the bottom or something. He's got the root end in his mouth. So he just takes it out of his mouth. He spits it out into his hand and puts it on the table. This is where Joe lets out his anger for the whole situation. Watch this. Keep your eyes on Harland. This is a big moment. And listen to Joe. Watch this.
His ass hair.
Not only that, those worms, those aquatic worms, trick grasshoppers
Takes
into
it out of his
drowning
mouth.
themselves so
Excuse me.
they could be born. What are you doing, man? Don't do
No,
that.
the pulp.
What are you doing, man? Don't do that. Listen to this. He goes full adolescent. Listen to this.
Trick grasshoppers into drowning themselves so
Excuse me.
they could be born. What are you doing, man? Don't do
No,
that.
the pulp.
I know, but don't just grab it and put it on
I
the
know,
table.
but it was. I
And
felt
someone's
like I
gotta
was chewing
clean that.
cud. Well, I put
Stop.
it. I put it on this other
Okay.
celery.
Okay.
You reprimanded him in a serious manner and then went, okay. Listen to that again. This is big.
What are you doing, man? Don't do that.
No, the pulp.
I know, but don't just grab it and put it on
I
the
know,
table.
but it was. I
And
felt like I
someone's
was
gotta
chewing
clean that.
cud. Well,
Stop.
I put it on this other
Okay.
celery.
Okay.
I would never put cud on your.
Stop. And he's saying stop to the whole bit already. He's had enough. He's using the spitting thing out as a way, an excuse to stop the bit. Look at Harland. And they're almost in a physical fight at this point.
I mean, this is a lot of work for him.
Yeah. To do this, to use this opportunity to do this, he might never be invited back. So it is ballsy. And Joe's getting really annoyed here.
Well, I put
Stop.
it. I put it on this other
Okay.
celery.
Okay.
And do you like his excuse? He goes, oh, I didn't spit it on the table. I put it on top of the other celery. Hey, Joe, that checks out. That fucking works. Oh, no, I didn't put it on the table. I put it on top. 2 60-year-old men. I put it on top of the other celery. You can't be mad.
Felt like I was chewing
clean that.
cud. Well, I put
Stop.
it. I put it on this other
Okay.
celery.
Okay.
I would never put cud on your
Just
table.
stop the celery, please.
Just stop the celery, please. There it is. Censoring comedy live. This is the only person putting an end to comedy is Joe Rogan himself. Stop with the celery, he finally says.
Your celery.
Okay.
I would never put cud on your
Just
table.
stop the celery.
Stop
please.
with the celery,
Well-
please.
I don't want Dimitri.
And now you give him this look like grow up. Look at
put
this.
cud on your
Just stop
table.
with the celery, please.
Well,
Look at his face. Please. Okay? Can we grow up already? I see what you're doing. I get it. You made a fool out of me. Enough.
I
I
mean,
don't want Dimitri to get upset.
You need to reach into your asshole and pull Dimitri out.
Oh, he mad.
and they're sitting like
You need to
2 feet from
yeah.
each other, staring at each other
Yes.
in the eye.
And Rogan is visibly, I haven't seen him this mad in a long time. You need to pull Dimitri out of your ass already, he says.
Dimitri to get upset.
The tapeworm.
You need to reach into your asshole and pull Dimitri out.
Well,
You need to like with your shoulders down the ground, ass up here, just get it,
Dude,
get in there,
Joseph.
and give birth.
Joseph, dial it down.
Whoa!
I'm not gonna.
Does he ever turtle on you?
Yes.
Does he?
That's why I call him Dimitri. One night I put out a piece of feta cheese, the Greek stuff, and he went nuts. Came out.
Came out, huh?
Have you ever seen a Burmese python?
Yes.
I had a lady friend over, and I guess little Dimitri got jealous.
Listen to this crap.
And I woke up, all I heard was, and I
was
looked
choking
over.
her.
He was, unbelievable.
Wow. How are you laying?
Spooning.
Like, where's her face? Is it like right where your ass is?
Well, we spoon upside down, so
I'm like feeling it makes sense.
she uses
He's
her.
pushing this out through anger. I mean, he's really at his wits' end, just going, okay, it's fucking Dimitri. Yeah, okay, I'll play along here. Doesn't last long.
My nose like a bicycle rack.
You have to come out.
That's fake laughing. He's had it.
Yeah. It's not pretty, but he's my boy.
How long is it going to take to kill him?
I don't want to kill him. This is why I'm.
No, but for real. How long is it going to take to kill it?
Well, once you take those
It's all a
pills, you can
joke.
kill it like within about 3 days.
And you're not taking the pills?
No. I'm telling you, guy, I feel like I have a boy inside me. Well, wait a minute. Like a child.
Okay. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Have you seen? I want to see a photo of those bears. The bears that
Oh
have
my
it.
God,
It's sort of-
Rogan
the
brings
bears.
up bears out of nowhere.
So look at this. Here's where this gets really genius. Harland Willams has not brought up bears. He brought up the parasite, the tapeworm, Dimitri. The joke tapeworm. Jogan. Where's that from? From me. I've done that before. So Joe Rogan starts going, yeah, have you seen these parasites that bears have? Now, how convenient. Wait till you see what happens next, because Harland didn't bring up bears at all during this interview. Did Harland know Joe would probably bring up bears today? Okay. Let's find out. Should I keep playing from here? Watch this.
disgusting. It looks like enormous spaghetti.
Oh,
just
with the
falling out of their ass.
Oh, have you ever been attacked by a bear?
No.
Holy
I'm
cow.
So
here.
remember, Joe Rogan brought up bears by himself. Harland did not bring up bears. Joe Rogan brought up the bears. Now Harland's asking if you ever been. Okay, I'll talk about bears with you, as he's probably heard Joe talk about bear, many times on this show. If you tune in to any random episode of Joe Rogan, you're going to hear about the coyotes, the chickens, the bears, the elk, the wolf. You're going to hear those stories. Maybe Harland has heard those stories a few times. Let's find out.
Thank you.
Have you seen? I want to see a photo of those bears. The bears that have it. It's so disgusting. It looks like enormous spaghetti.
3:12 in the morning.
Oh, with
just
the
falling out of their ass.
Oh, have you ever been attacked by a bear?
No.
Holy
I'm
God.
here, right? If I'm
Well,
here. you look at that.
there are
So
survivors.
Joe's
of
showing
that.
Look at that
bears now.
tapeworm coming out of his asshole. How crazy is that?
Whoa, looks like he just got married. You should put tin cans on the end of those.
Look at me. That's fucking. He's just hoping someone steps on it so he can pull it out of his ass.
Yeah. Looks like he was parachuting
go to
and he
33
and he
then.
landed.
Okay, so they're talking. Joe Rogan brought up bears. So watch this. What was that? 3310.
Yep.
Okay, watch this.
I don't know if can I share something with you?
Please do.
I'm a blueberry nut. I'm like blueberries. When blueberry season hits in early spring, I'm nuts about it.
How's Dimitri feel about that?
Well,
Oh,
you
fuck
like
you.
celery. Don't give him berries.
Okay, you're doing like what people do to Oliver Tree, where you're like destroying their bit. The Dimitri part's over. Let it go. He doesn't want to keep adding on to the Dimitri thing. You're making him ruin his own bit. It's embarrassing for bit makers. Okay, watch this. So Harland's going to bring up something else that he wants to talk to Joe about. Kind of funny because Joe brought it up first.
How dare you make fun of my boy, Joe?
Anyway, blueberries.
So this was about 7 years ago. I'm up on a hill in Banff, out in Canada, in the
Great
Rocky
setup.
Mountains.
Shout outs.
Grizz, You know Grizz, and I'll use a line from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Remember Caractacus Potts? He was the father to Dick Van Dyke. And he used this line where he's singing, he goes, he's doing a song in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and he does a line where he goes, and the bear came a lolloping over the mountain. And I'm sitting there picking blueberries, and this behemoth comes flying over the hill.
So that was a grizzly bear.
It was a grizz. And when they attack, they roll you. I love this. They roll and claw. And I've never done this, but...
He's unbuttoning his shirt.
You're such a dork.
Hey, fucking...
He reveals bear claw scratches on his chest. So Rogan and him have been talking about bears. Rogan thought, finally, we're on to something normal.
That I like.
It's all been a setup the entire time. Harland has had his shirt buttoned with this bear makeup on for over a half hour, waiting for Joe to bring up bears so that he could share his bear story with a pre-made, pre-planned out bit where he's got these realistic bear claw scratches all over his chest. Now watch how Joe reacts to this.
And I've never done this, but...
You're such a dork.
He has fucking had it. He doesn't even know what to say anymore. He's gone full Boston. You are such a dork. You're like the Wizard of Loneliness. This is Nathan for you, a level of anger from an older man who's being pranked. The Wizard of Loneliness. Watch this. Everyone's cheering him on, by the way, in the chat, Harlan. They love this bit.
What do you mean? Well...
Watch what Joe does.
Is that a real fucking tattoo?
Is that a real fucking tattoo? It's makeup of bear scratches that he's trying to do. Harlan cannot believe that 2 feet away from you, you're confusing this. He just said, he's telling a whole story about how he was attacked by a bear. You believed every second of it. Then he shows you these fake, you know, like the stick-on wounds that are like 3D stick-on wounds that you glue on and put fake blood on.
Halloween
Gag from Party City. And Joe goes, is that a real tattoo? And Harlan does not know what to say now. Watch this.
Is that a real fucking tattoo?
It's not even a fake tattoo. He doesn't know what to say.
Dude, this is not easy for me to talk about. The bear came a lolloping over the mountain. And,
that tattoo belongs to a mechanic in Idaho, and you need to give it back to him.
He does. He's.
Now you got.
This idiot thinks this is a tattoo. I don't even know what to say to that. This gets worse.
That tattoo belongs to a mechanic in Idaho, and you need to give it back to him.
Joe?
Let me see it again.
What the?
Let me see it again.
The bear came a lolloping over the mountain.
But you're laughing in like the end of madness type of laugh. Like you're laughing like, I don't even know what life is anymore. This foolish world. Kill me. That kind of a laugh. Like you don't find this to be funny. You're like giving in to like how you want to fucking shoot yourself.
Up over the mountain.
Gets worse.
What? How dare you?
Is that
sir?
the longest anyone's ever gone for a gag? That's the furthest anyone's ever gone.
Nope.
You actually got it tattooed on your chest.
So in his world of top comedians, that's the furthest thing, holding on to a gag for a half hour and then revealing it. That's the furthest anyone's ever gone for a gag that he could know.
Well, hang on, guy. I'm trying to tell you, I got attacked by a grizz. You know what?
Watch this. There's more.
Oh my god.
He's gonna spit
Probably
it
bear
out.
heard
He
he
spits
chewed
it out
celery.
again. Spits it out
And
again.
you know what I did? I did a thing. I invented it called the jelly roll, because I'm in the blueberries. The only way to evade the Grizz, I roll down the hill. He's ripping my chest right down the hill into a river. Boom, bouncing around like Moses
Blueberry
with
jelly.
tuberculosis teeth.
You're making jelly as you roll through the
Yeah, I'm
blueberry.
Stop,
crushing
Joe.
it. Yeah.
Watch this.
And this bear was just befuddled, just stood there, looked like Forrest Gump with a Chinese dildo up his ass.
Look at Joe. Oh. He's done playing.
Now, a mountain lion, on the other hand.
Watch this.
Can I share something with you?
Does it involve another tattoo?
Well, no, the mountain lion,
Mountain lion
fuck is
scratches.
he
Did you glue those on?
he
What the fuck is wrong with you?
mountain lion scrapes. He digs in with his claws. What? What is wrong with you? Can a guy have adventure stories in nature?
Yeah, that makeup artist, whoever did that, they're like from the Twilight Zone, same person. Same
He's shitting on the
And that
work.
that alien's head.
Here's the scar.
It fell off. Hey, you're healing by the power of Jesus.
Oh, God.
Watch this.
You're healing.
Yeah.
Helping.
But here's where I talked to you earlier about learning Mandarin. Here's the difference between
God,
the
wait till you see
evolution
this.
of nature, mammals, critters,
Right.
and human beings. Cut to about 8 years ago. I'm on the Mackenzie River, and there's white water like you wouldn't believe. Little Vietnamese boy, kid named Kimmy Long Wow. Freckles on his face. Unbelievable. Tips, okay? Bears, wildcats, they just scratch. The ingenuity, the intelligence of a human. I jump in, grab little Kimmy Long Wow. He starts scratching me. Can I show you something? Look at this. This kid scratched the shit out of me. And even in
Chinese
a panic
writing.
state, I had to learn Mandarin. Twas the night before Christmas.
Look at Joe.
Jeez, man. Unbelievable.
What was his name again?
Little Kimmy Long Wow. He had freckles on his face. It looked like Dolly Parton serving apple cobbler if
And
you joined them.
He was Vietnamese?
Vietnamese boy.
doing?
Kimmy
Why
Long
would,
Wow.
why would a Vietnamese kid have freckles? That seems uncommon.
That's what was so weird. That's how he stood out
Maybe
amongst
he's
all the
like
other
a
boys.
You were
child
just
of an American.
laughing. What were you laughing
What
at?
were you laughing at?
Or you just don't know what to you can
You don't know
say?
what to say, so this is your way of playing back. You don't look very playful right now.
GI.
Well,
I don't know.
Okay, what's our next one? Do we have another one?
maybe we should end it with
Yeah.
Joe trying to do a cute little gag with him.
Oh, okay. So Joe
There's a
tries
but.
to do...
If you like this, you should watch this whole episode.
Yeah,
It's
this is good.
Extremely funny.
Okay, what's our next code?
010145. So Joe's loosening up a little bit. He kind of.
Oh, this is really, really embarrassing.
Maybe go back a little.
Yeah,
farther.
so now Joe's like, I get it. I could be wacky too. So Joe, with all his anger and frustration, is trying to be bitty now. Boy, is this not a good
Go back
look.
a little farther. I'm not sure if I wrote down. Yeah, like this is probably good.
Okay, let's see this. Watch Joe, and he's going to make kind of an ass of himself here.
On the ground.
Yeah, it's true.
Right to your sack.
Yeah. Do you have any pictures of that?
Okay, he does not normally do that.
Can we go back farther? Go
Okay,
back farther.
look at this.
So I wrote this one down when I was in the
So even
shower.
Harlan's like, why are you doing this cringe shit? Joe thinks, what are you talking? I'm doing the same shit you're doing. Watch this.
What happened? Can you imagine you get just your nuts blasted by lightning?
Poor Dimitri.
How bad would that suck? Wow. Just be walking along in the field going, wow, what a beautiful night.
Bang. Right up.
From the ground.
Yeah, it's true.
Right to your sack.
Yeah. Do you have any pictures of that?
Out to your head
Did you see Harlan's little face when Joe started doing this?
Bang. Right up.
from the ground.
Yeah, it's true.
Right to your sack.
As soon as he starts
Yeah.
zing,
Do you have
zing.
any pictures of that?
You can't believe he's trying your kind of comedy, huh? Isn't that nuts? Then cut back to Joe.
Out to your head. Through your balls, out to your head.
Yeah.
You should be a sound effects guy for Ghostbusters. It sounded just like the electric chair. So he's attempting now. Does he do some more here?
There's one. You can go back a little to 49, 45, where he does some more noises, if that's what you're into.
Yeah. Let's see this.
Hey, guy.
Yeah, I just got this
What happened?
phlegm thing.
Oh,
Nothing.
good. Maybe you've
Nothing
got
wrong.
Fleming.
Maybe.
Whoa. Whoa.
Look what he's doing.
Ooh, I like that. Oh.
Imagine what they can smell.
You ever do that noise when you're making love?
No. My
Why
wife would
not?
go, what the fuck are you doing?
Dude, it's primal.
She'd
Women
make
love
fun of me.
it.
She'd get up and leave.
No, here's an experiment from me to you.
Okay.
I want you to try that.
Animal noises.
Next time you're making love, not to get into your I respect your personal space, but doggy style, right by her ear.
He's pretending
Carl
he's a
just started
dog.
barking. Listen to Carl. Listen to Carl.
Watch this. Watch Joe. He's making the dogs bark.
He's pretty good at
Wow.
barking.
I've never
Yeah,
seen
watch
Carl do that. Has Carl ever done that
Wow.
before?
There's a few noises in here I've woke him up, but he's
Wow.
He's fired up. That is crazy. Look at he really believes. I have like if calling dogs was a thing.
Yeah.
I'd have like a really good career in call.
Do it
dog
again,
call.
Joe.
Hear your growl.
Yeah, pretty good.
Dude, you
Carl believes it.
gotta try that.
Okay, so you're a big fat.
Carl.
You're a big fat faggoty fool.
But he's trying. He's trying.
Joe Rogan and Harland Willams, everybody. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon.